As Johnny Carson would say, we are black. So, yeah, we had a bit of a hiccup. Luckily, no, it had nothing to do with my, with any kind of data cap. Luckily. Alright, where were we? What does RC stand for? Royal Company? Royal Crown? Real Cola? Or Refreshing Cola?
Royal Crown.
Yeah, Royal Crown.
Royal Crown. You are correct.
Question 13.
What is the nickname of the state of Arizona? Sunflower State, Cotton State, Sunset State, Aloha State.
Sunset State.
Sunset.
You are correct. The Gargoyle Dragon has been defeated.
Yay! We beat game?
Oh, we're nowhere near the end.
Aww.
Prepare for skeleton.
Question 1.
Which rock group recorded the hit song Centerfold? The J. Geils Band, the English Beat, the Ramones, Def Leppard.
Def Leppard?
The J. Geils Band.
Question 2.
I have no idea who the fuck that is.
I just know the song goes, my heart is cold. My memory has just been sold. It's all over the classic rock stations. Where were the Brothers Grimm from? Sweden, Norway, America, Germany.
Deutschland. Germany.
You are correct.
Question 3.
Who played Senator Joe Kelly on the series Grandpa Goes to Washington? Tom Mason, Burgess Meredith, Dan Daly, Jack Albertson.
I have no idea who any of those are. But let's go with Tom Mason.
It was Jack Albertson. I will tell you one thing. Burgess Meredith, he played a couple of interesting characters. He was the coach in Rocky. You're sticking up the joint, Rock! He was also the Penguin. Whack, whack, whack. And if you ever watched the G.I. Joe movie, he was Globulus.
Question 4.
On the show Stony Burke, who played Stony Burke? Bruce Dern, Bill Hart, Warren Oates, Jack Lord.
Bruce Dern. Fuck it, I don't know. We're gonna go with that.
Jack Lord.
Question 5.
Who was the last king of France before the French Revolution? Louis XVI, Louis the 10th, Charles the 6th, James the 2nd. Who was the
Louis
last
the
king?
16th.
Louis 16, correct.
Question 6.
What is the capital of the Ivory Coast? Man, Korhogo, Abidjan, or Boach? I don't know how to pronounce these names.
I don't remember where the Ivory Coast is.
It's in Africa, I know that much.
Let's go with Abidjan.
Correct.
Number 3. Yay!
Question 7.
The top 40 radio disc jockey Casey Kasem provided the voice for which cartoon character? George Jetson.
Shaggy!
Shaggy. He was also the voice of Cliffjumper on the Transformers show.
I didn't watch Transformers. Fuck robots.
Question 8.
I don't think there were any fuck robots on that show, but yeah, this joke is dead. Moving on. Where were
Yep.
all 5 of the brothers of the Jackson 5 born? Gary, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas.
Gary, Indiana. I think.
Correct.
Yay!
Question
I'm good at guessing. Woohoo!
The book Les Miserables was written by whom? Victor Hugo, Leo Tolstoy, Charles Dickens, Charles Du Bois.
Charles Du Bois?
Victor Hugo.
Question 10.
Oh.
The Great Wall of China was built as protection against the nomadic tribes of Mongolia and Manchuria. It lies across what part of China? Southern, eastern, northern, western.
Northern?
This southern, I think.
It was the northern.
Question 11.
Yay!
Which of the following does not transport blood? Ligament, artery, vein, capillary.
Ligament.
Correct. You defeated the vile skeleton. Roll for initiative. Prepare for Lizard Man.
Question 1.
Brigadoon is a fictional Scottish town that appears once every how many years? 500, 100, 1000, 12.
1,000?
100 years.
Question 2.
What consists of hyphae? Tumor, fungus, virus, atom.
I have no idea. Fungus.
Correct.
Yay!
Question 3.
What is the name of the 10-year-old star of the movie Home Alone? James McCallie, Alphonse Weemans, Demi Moore, or Macaulay Culkin?
Macaulay Culkin.
How many of you wish it was Demi Moore? And wish that she wasn't 10?
Question 4.
When did the United States acquire Guam? When did the United States acquire Guam? 1897, 1893, 1898, or 1900?
1898, I think.
Okay.
Correct.
Question 5.
Which baseball team has won the World Series 22 times? The Dodgers, the Yankees, the Cardinals, or the Red Sox?
Yankees.
Yeah, I think Jason was right. They may as well just call them Yankee ships.
Question 6.
Who wrote the classic tale Alice's Adventures in Wonderland? Lewis Carroll, Al Franken, Alice Carpenter, Judy Blume.
Lewis Carroll?
Yeah,
Correct.
Carol.
Correct.
Question 7.
Where is the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Cincinnati, Canton, Coopersville, or Baltimore? I just say the name of the city because all but one of them are all in Ohio. Coopersville is the only one in New York State.
Canton?
Correct.
Question 8.
Which
For
basketball
the
player?
record, Ohio sucks.
It actually does. Which basketball player holds the all-time record for most rebounds? Elvin Hayes, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Moses Malone. The most
Wilt Chamberlain?
rebounds. Correct.
Question
When did President Roosevelt issue an order forbidding race discrimination in defense industries? 1938, 41, 45, 49.
Go with 41.
Correct. You defeated the Lizard Man. Take 3 steps and encounter another Lizard Man.
Question 1.
On the series Nakia, who played Deputy Nakia Parker? John McIntyre, Robert Forrester, Arthur Kennedy, or Taylor Latcher?
Taylor.
Question 2.
Robert Forrester. I just took a bite of some pull-apart cheese and pepperoni bread. Speaking of which, 1 gram of fat equals how many calories? 3, 5, 7, or 9?
Go with 7.
9.
Question 3.
What is Bono's real name? Bono of U2. Dick Evans, Ali Campbell, Brian Travers, or Paul Hewson?
Three.
Paul Hewson.
Question 4.
Damn.
Which of the following films did not feature Jeremy Irons? Betrayal, Moonlighting, Dead Ringers, Next of Kin.
Next of kin?
Correct.
Yay!
Question 5.
Who ate Chicken Little? Who ate Chicken Little? Godzilla? Foxy Loxy? The Blue Ox? Ricky Raccoon? Godzilla?
Oh, it's so ridiculous. It has to be the answer.
Foxy
Question 6.
What actor portrayed Carlos Ramirez on the comedy The Flying Nun? Manuel Padilla Jr., Alejandro Rey, Ricardo Montalban, or Vito Scotti? Good God, I actually remember that TV show.
Montalban?
Alejandro Rey.
Question 7.
Which of these cities is not in the Northern Hemisphere? Calcutta, New York, Sydney, Mexico City. Which of these cities is not in the Northern Hemisphere? Calcutta, New York, Sydney, Mexico City.
Sydney.
Question 8.
What part of the eye is sensitive to light? The cervix, larynx, retina, or the pupil?
Retina?
Yeah, I'll go with the retina.
Question 9.
Correct. Marty McFly came back to the future and to find what in his garage? Nothing. His car is totaled, a red motorcycle, or a black truck.
Black truck.
Question 10.
Who wrote The Wonderful Wizard of Oz? Agatha Martinsborough, L. Frank Baum, Captain Kangaroo, or Joseph Conrad?
Conrad.
L. Frank Baum.
Question 11.
Damn.
Who managed the Cincinnati Reds' Big Red Machine during the mid-1970s? Joe Torre, Davey Johnson, Sparky Anderson, or Dick Williams?
Question 12.
Jay Garrick and Barry Allen were the first two Flashes. Who is the current Flash as of 92? Tom Tully, Wally West, Bruce Wayne, or Clark Kent?
Wally West.
Correct!
Question 13.
What is the real name of Jefferson Starship singer Grace Slick? Janet Slick, Jane Miller, Megan Fry, Grace Wing. What is the real name of Grace Slick? The woman who sang about one makes you big and the other makes you small, and the ones that your mama gave you don't do nothing at all. Go ask Alice.
Megan Fry.
Grace Wing.
Question 14.
Penicillin is a type of what? Soft drink, antibiotic, steroid, or hormone?
Antibiotic.
Correct.
Question 15.
Alexander the Great was the king of what? Turkey, Gaul, Morocco, Macedonia.
Macedonia.
Correct. Yeah, you defeated the lizard man.
Question 1.
What is Charlie Brown's famous saying? Holy moly or good grief?
Good grief.
We're about to face a Hydra.
1.
Who was the American patriot who was the leader of the resistance to Britain in Massachusetts between 63 and 76? Tom Jefferson, Sam Adams, George Washington, John Adams.
Sam Adams.
Correct.
And also a name of a beer.
Question 2.
What mountain range is the Matterhorn part of? The Rocky Mountains, the Himalayas, the Alps, or the Andes?
The Alps.
Correct.
Question 3.
Which Rocks group featured lead singer John Fox? Sisters of Mercy, Ultravox, The Smiths, or Ministry?
You know, at some point, I don't fucking know any of these questions.
Same here.
Throw the darts and hope for the best. That's the best we can do in some of these situations.
3. 3, because I'm too late to Google.
It was Ultravox. Who portrayed Satan in the 1965 film The Greatest Story Ever Told? Donald Pleasance, Vincent Price, Sean Connery, or Christopher Lee?
Donald Pleasance?
Correct.
Lucky!
Question 5.
When was the 13th Amendment abolishing slavery passed? 1565, 1765, 1865, or 1965?
1865.
1865.
Correct.
Question 6.
When did an abortive raid on Iran leave 8 U.S. servicemen dead? 1970, 1975, 1980, 1985.
I go with 80 or 85.
Gotta pick one.
I don't actually know. All I know is it's probably not before 70 or 75 because the Iranian Revolution was 79.
85.
It was 1980.
Question 7.
I didn't even know that.
In the comedy House Calls, who played the role of Ann Anderson? Lynn Redgrave, Vanessa Redgrave, Sharon Gilles, Annetta Corsalt.
Three.
Lynn Redgrave.
Question 8.
Does anyone here know of a show called Carter Country?
No.
What?
I'll just let this run then.
Question 9.
What is the capital of Ethiopia? Adwa, Asmara, Bahir Dar, Addis Ababa. Ababa. Addis Ababa. The capital of Ethiopia.
Three.
I go with number 4.
Real girl, you would have been right. What model was my mother the
Twist
car?
it, damn it.
What model was my mother the car? A Model A, a Rolls Royce, Model T, or a 1928 Porter?
Three.
A 1928 Porter.
Question 11.
Sean Connery plays a detective priest in what murder movie? The Stepfather, The Name of the Rose, The Vatican Papers, The Religious Murders.
Three.
Name of the Rose.
Real girl, you would have been right.
Remember a crazy movie about Sean Connery being a scientific monk and involving murders in a monastery?
Three.
Question 13.
Stop it with just picking threes.
In the,
Two.
in the 1984 series Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer, who played Mike Hammer? Stacy Keach, Don Stroud, Kent Williams, Danny Goldman.
I have no idea.
4.
Stacy Keach.
Question 14.
Oh well.
Art Nouveau, the new art, developed around what year? 1730, 1890, 1900, 1980. Art Nouveau, the new art.
1900.
1890.
Question 15.
I lost. Goddamn decade.
Which of the following tournaments is not part of the tennis Grand Slam? The U.S. Open, Wimbledon, French Open, the Masters.
The Masters. That's golf.
You are correct.
Question 16.
Costa Rica, a Central American country, was discovered by which of these men? Cortez, Coronado, Cartago, Columbus. What'd you say, Will
Don't know
Girl?
who Cartago or Katora is to pick which one. Hello?
What was the answer?
I guess 2.
It was Columbus.
Question 17.
Bullshit!
La Marseillaise is the national anthem of what country? Morocco, Great Britain, Mexico, France.
France. As a bonus fact, you can watch it get the music get butchered to hell in the movie Food Fight.
On the
But stole a
series,
lot of its plot points from the movie Casablanca.
on the series Hogan's Heroes, who played the Frenchman Louis Lebeau? Robert Clary, Richard Dawson, Larry Hovis, John Banner.
I think it was John Banner.
Robert Clary.
Question 19.
Larry sounds like a French last name.
He got
What?
the name Buster after he fell down the stairs as a child. What is Buster Keaton's real name? Robert Keaton, Francis Cassidy, Raymond Parker, Joseph Keaton.
Don't know if he needs his real last name to begin with.
I'm gonna go with Robert Keaton.
Joseph Keaton.
Question 20.
What was the first satellite ever launched into orbit? Challenger,
Sputnik.
Explorer, Sentry, Sputnik. You are correct.
It's Sputnik no matter what.
Question
Sad.
21.
What was Yogi's sidekick in this cartoon series named? Bam Bam, Augie Doggy, Droopy, or Boo Boo?
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo. We'll always remember that because of the shenanigans involving that and with Lord
Gee, I don't-
is...
Gee, I don't know,
no,
Yogi.
we're not going there. We're not going there. Please move on.
I don't know, Yogi. My ass still hurts after you ream me.
Okay. I asked for it. I asked for it.
You did. You really did.
Question 1.
Answer my question, you get a present. Who played Rufus Butterworth in the comedy Good Guys? Art Johnson or Bob Denver?
God damn it! I don't know. It's not.
Art Johnson.
It was in fact Gilligan.
Question 2.
Wait, who?
Bob Denver. Gilligan.
Oh, I never knew the guy's actual name, so I
You only
couldn't
knew
put
of
two
him
and two
as
together.
you only knew of him as Gilligan?
Bingo!
Was his name though? On the show Operation Petticoat, who played Lieutenant Barbara Dern? Jamie Lee Curtis, Hillary Thompson.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
It was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Thank you!
Who played Maud's best friend Vivian in the show Maud? Betty White or Rue McClanahan?
I'm not sure.
Who was B. Arthur's best friend in the Golden Girls before they were the Golden Girls?
Okay, I'll go through. I have
Betty
no
White.
idea.
Betty White? It was Rue McClanahan.
God damn it!
I said that! You ignored me!
I didn't hear
You
you
didn't
say
say
that.
anything. You said you had no clue.
Then I went with I guessed.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I could have swore that Wheel Girl was kind of quiet throughout that.
Sorry!
When did the U.S. Marshals? When did the U.S. Marines land in China? 1901, 1927.
1901. Whenever, because I think that's the year of the Boxer Rebellion.
It was 1927.
Ah!
We can't get this one question right. What is the capital of Mexico?
Mexico
Mazatlan
City?
or Mexico City? You're correct.
Yeah, this girl is a. The game decided, here's a softball, you dumbasses!
We're about to face the Black Dragon, and we have a handicap. This lake will turn red with your blood.
Question 1.
What was the husband's name in the Jetsons? Fred, George, or Barney?
George!
George Jetson.
But sure as hell wasn't George of the Jungle.
Question 2.
What is not a part of the nervous system? The brain, the spinal cord, or the vertebrae?
The vertebrae. Those are the bones. They protect the the spinal cord, but isn't actually part of the nervous system.
Where was Sean Connery born? Germany?
Scotland!
Scotland? Scotland it is.
Question 4.
A Scottish accent is one of the obvious
What
accents out there.
was the name of Beaver's old fireman friend on Leave It to Beaver? Gus, Paul, or Doug?
I don't know.
Real girl, promise me this. Don't go on any Canadian talk shows or comedy shows. You're never going to escape unscathed. You will be covered in green
Gus.
slime. Gus is correct.
Question 5.
What rock band was Greg D'Angelo in before he joined White Lion? Megadeth, Motley Crue, or Anthrax?
Uh, God damn it! I don't know anything about the.
Gonna go with
rock.
Anthrax.
Correct.
Lord save us all.
What NFL team did Marty Schottenheimer coach before Kansas City? Detroit, Cleveland, Green Bay.
I don't know, and I don't know who Marty is. So we're going to go nowhere fast.
Green Bay.
Cleveland.
Question 7.
And
What kind of animal was Jiminy Pinocchio's friend?
cricket.
Question 8.
What do most Americans die from every year? This is 1992. Heart disease, car accidents, AIDS. Heart disease, car accidents, or AIDS. What do most Americans die from every year according to 1992?
Car accidents.
Heart disease.
Question 9.
The Grateful Dead have had only one top 10 single on the US pop charts in their long history. What is the name of that song? Bertha, Sugar Magnolia, Touch of Grey.
I want to say Touch of Grey.
You are in fact correct. And
Woo!
you will in fact get by.
Question 10.
We will get by. Seward's Folly refers to the purchase of what piece of U.S. property? The Northwest Territory, Manhattan Island, Alaska.
Alaska, because everyone thought Stewart was an idiot for buying a very cold piece of land before realizing there was gold up there, and a good place for a coal depot.
Be happy you defeated me, however none is a match for the Master Gordian. We have defeated the Black Dragon.
Good.
We have 3 areas left to go.
Woo!
Stage 5, Destroyed Town.
Question 1.
In Uncle Tom's Cabin, who was the evil northern slave owner? Robert Crexton, David Thorogood, Simon Legree, James Haley.
One of those books where you always hear about but never actually read, so I have no idea. But David Thorogood sounds like a convincing name.
Simon Legree.
Question 2.
Whatever.
On the series Knight Rider, what was Michael Knight's favorite phrase? You got it, you said it, you need it, you have it.
You have it.
You got it.
Question 3.
Yay!
What is the chemical symbol for argon? LG, AR, AG, AN.
AG.
AR.
Question 4.
Yeah, AG is silver, I think.
How are beta particles charged? Readily, negatively, positively, neutrally.
What particles?
How are beta particles charged?
Negative.
You are correct.
Because it's an injected electron.
Question 5.
What does the acronym RAF stand for?
Royal Air Force.
Correct.
I thought I heard ARF and I was gonna
6.
do some dog shelter around here.
Which of the following is on Guadeloupe? Port-au-Prince, Grand Case, Fort de France, Pointe-à-Pitre.
I don't know because I don't know where Guadalupe is. But isn't Port-au-Prince the capital of Hades anyway? Grand Case? I don't know.
Pointe-à-Pitre.
Question 7.
Who is the star of the movie The Marrying Man? Michael Keaton, Alec Baldwin, Kurt Russell, or Matt Dillon?
It would be hilarious if it was Kurt Russell.
Alec Baldwin.
Question 8.
I didn't think that was my answer. I was just making an observation.
Which of the following U.S. cities has Major League Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey teams? Pittsburgh, New York, San Antonio, or St. Louis?
New York!
Correct.
I don't know if Pittsburgh has a basketball team.
9.
Or even at the... But then again, they...
In the series Search, who played Hugh Lockwood? Tony Franciosa, Doug McClure, Tony DaCosta, Hugh O'Brien. Did anybody watch the show Search?
I don't even know what the search is about, let alone the this answer.
Question 10.
Who wrote, starred, and directed the movie True Stories? John Badham, David Byrne, Jeremy Harrison, or Terry Gilliam?
The only one I heard of is Terry Gilliam, but I have no idea if he was ever a part of this film.
Question 11.
In the show The Ryan Man Exchange, who played David Spaulding? Stephen Collins, Vince Edwards, Jose Ferrer, or Claude Atkins? Or Atkins? Claude Atkins.
Question 12.
What was the name of the circus train in the Walt Disney movie Dumbo? The Casey Jr., Junior, Casey, or Little Engine?
Good little engine. Sounds like something to see at that time.
It was the Casey Jr. Okay, if you get this one wrong, I'm going to kick the crap out of you at XP Fest. Which rock group recorded the hit song Back in Black? Aerosmith, Motley Crue, Poison, AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Good boy.
Question 14.
Kitty Pryde was an X-Men. What supergroup is she currently a member of? X-Force, X-Factor, Avengers, or Excalibur? 1992, folks.
I don't read Marvel Comics. Well, I have an answer.
X-Force.
Excalibur.
Question 15.
Another thing in the long, obscure history of
The 1941 film The Maltese Falcon was basically a remake of a movie from 1936. What was the name of the original movie? The Night in London, Up in Arms, The Petrified Forest, Satan Met a Lady.
I've heard it was a remake, but no one ever gave me the title. I don't know. Hmm,
Question 16.
I don't know.
Which of the following teams is in the National League? They're the Cubs, Yankees, Royals, or Athletics?
Cubs.
Obviously, the Cubs.
Correct. It was the Cubs.
Question
Of course.
17.
What actor's mother
Okay, that
painted?
gives me a...
What actor's mother painted the Gerber baby? Sal Mineo, Humphrey Bogart, John Wayne, or James Dean?
I want to say John Wayne, but I'm not sure.
You want to take a guess?
Humphrey Bogart?
Correct.
Woo!
Question 18.
Fidel Castro is the leader of what country? Spain, Peru, Mexico, or Cuba?
Cuba!
Cuba.
And now he's dead.
And I don't know why he hit Mexico. Which of the following islands belongs to France, not Italy? Yes, I screwed up. Which of the following islands belongs to France, not Italy? Sicily, Sardinia, Capri, Corsica.
I'm going to guess Corsica.
Correct.
Question 1.
What type of pet does the Fat Man have on Jake and the Fat Man? Snake, dog, cat, or bird?
Question 2.
My dog?
You're a little late. In what film did Michael Keaton lose his job as an auto design engineer? Moving On, Cold Sober, Mr. Mom, Hard Times.
Mr. Mom.
You would be correct.
Question 3.
The concept of
I just threw
painting
a
some-
guess at that one.
The concept of painting something more beautiful than what is found in nature is called what? Expressionism, classicism, realism, idealism.
Idealism.
I think that's expressionism.
Wheel Girl's correct is idealism.
4.
Robin Hood gave money to whom?
The poor.
The rich, the poor, Friar Tuck, or no one is in fact the poor.
Question 5.
Which of the following animals does not hibernate? Bear, snake, frog, kangaroo.
Kangaroo.
Correct.
Question 6.
Who played the title role in the action comedy Rent-A-Cop? Peter Weller, Kiefer Sutherland, James Woods, Burt Reynolds.
James
Burt Reynolds.
Woods.
Burt Reynolds.
Question 7.
Damn you! Or did you
By-
pick Burt Reynolds?
By what name would you better know off-the-wall radio personality Barrett Hansen? By what name would you better know off-the-wall radio personality Barrett Hansen? Rick Dees, Casey Kasem, Bob of Bob and Ray, or Dr. Demento?
Dr. Demento, I'm guessing.
You are correct. It is Dr. Demento.
I've been listening to a lot of Weird Al recently, so somehow I just had that in my head.
The island of Corsica belongs to what country? Italy, Spain, Greece,
France.
Question 9.
Where was U2's Under a Blood Red Sky filmed? Colorado, Utah, Wyoming, Montana.
I don't know.
Sploop.
Get that?
Colorado.
Question 10.
Who was the oldest man to take office of President of the United States? Ford, Reagan, Jefferson, Jackson.
I go with Reagan.
Correct.
Question 11.
In the police drama NYPD, who played Detective Lieutenant Mike Haynes? Darren McGavin, Jack Warden, Burgess Meredith, James Whitmore.
Burgess Meredith?
Question
Jack Warden.
Oh, well.
Which album did U2 record in 1983? Boy, October, Unforgettable Fire, War.
Never listened to a single YouTube album, so I have no idea. Aye, Uncle.
Question 13.
What is the capital of Egypt?
Cairo.
Tangiers, Cairo, Jerusalem, Alexandria.
Cairo.
You are correct.
Question 1.
Ron Howard made his movie debut when he was only 5 years old. What is the title of his first film? The Music Man, Our Town, A Doll's House, The Journey.
Huh. And I thought the Andy Griffith Show was his first time acting.
Now you know better.
So that means I have no idea.
Question 2.
Larry Wilcox played which character on the series Chips? John, Ponch, Joe, Grossi.
I never heard of Chips.
Back in a minute.
Oh, crap.
I will unofficially knock off one of the answers. I don't know the real answer, but I do know it ain't Ponch. Because Ponch was played by Eric Estrada.
Ooh.
Eric Estrada, who would then go on to play the role of, what was his name on C-Lab? Marco.
Okay, I'm going to guess John?
You are correct.
That was a wild guess.
Question 3.
On the TV series Twin Peaks, who played FBI man Gordon Cole? Mark Frost, Kyle MacLachlan, Steen
Depending on
Dockwell.
if you like the show or not, I'll tell you right now, I have never seen Twin Peaks.
Never seen Twin Peaks?
Nope. All I know
That
is
is a
that
fine cup of coffee.
all I know is Twin Peaks is David Lynch's baby.
Did you ever see Twin Peaks?
Few episodes here and there.
Do you know who played FBI man Gordon Cole?
Not off the top of my head, no. I think it was Locke, Lynch.
Correct.
Question 4.
David Lynch played a character in his own baby.
What state was the site of the first oil well drilled? Pennsylvania, Texas, California, South Dakota.
Pennsylvania. Now I got that energy blues song stuck in my head from Ghost Rock.
You are correct.
Question 5.
In 1949, Laurence Olivier won an Academy Award. In what year did his wife Vivian Leigh win an Oscar? 52, 54, 56, or 58?
I have no idea.
Question 6.
Which of the following is not one of Donald Duck's nephews? Dewey, Louie, Huey, Stewie.
Stewie.
Stewie, of course. Thank you for a softball.
Question 7.
What brand of breakfast cereal sponsored the Superman radio show? Post, General Mills, Kellogg's, or Quaker?
Quaker.
Kellogg's.
Question
Really?
Well, I knew Kellogg's, General Mills, and Quakers were old, but I didn't know which ones dealt with that Superman show.
With what family does the cartoon character Robot Man live?
Who?
Wow, even I didn't hear of that one. Should I just let this one run, or do you guys want to guess?
Don't know, because I never heard of Robot Man, or even an inkling which one to pick.
Question 9.
Protein molecules are made of what? Citric acid, carbohydrates, amino acids, food.
Amino acids.
Correct.
Question 10.
What organ is made up of many secretory cells? The rectum, the kidney, the pancreas, or the liver?
Green. Kidney, I think.
The pancreas.
Question 11.
Oh. Hank!
Who was Leif Erikson's father, a 10th century Norwegian explorer? Eric the Red, Paul Eriksson, Ethelred, or John of Norway?
Eric the Red. Because he got banished to, I think, Greenland.
Yep.
Question 12.
What did the Hollywood sign in Hollywood Hills originally read? Hollywood
Hollywoodland.
Question 13.
What is the real name of rapper Chuck D? Charles Edward Smith. Chuck Edward Smith. Charlton Ridenhour. Charles Morehouse. Or Chester Mapleton.
I don't know.
Question 14.
Which female performer released the controversial music video Justify My Love? Madonna, Venus, Aphrodite's, Janet Jackson.
Either Janet Jackson or Madonna, but I don't know which one would do. But I'm going with Madonna because
You are correct. We defeated the gargoyle dragon.
Question 1.
What was the name of Josephine Baker's group of adopted children? The M&M Tribe, the Little Monkeys, the Banana Clan, the Rainbow Tribe.
The Rainbow Tribe?
Correct.
Just guess because
Question
all I was figured is Eminem sounds weird, and the 2 and 3 sounded like would end up being something very wrong if the particular kids were black.
What U.S. state was once its own country? Texas?
Texas.
Correct.
So short doesn't really matter.
Of the 3 ships that sailed from Spain in 1492, which did Christopher Columbus ride in? Hispaniola, Santa Maria, the Pina, or the Ninta? Or Nina?
Santa Marina.
Correct.
Question 4.
What year was the atomic bomb tested at the Bikini Atoll in the Pacific? 44, 46, 56, and 66.
46.
Correct.
Woo.
Question 5.
What is the Constitution state? Virginia, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Wait, no, never mind.
Connecticut.
Question 6.
What ocean
Sure,
is
why?
the, what ocean is the Coral Sea part of? Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean.
Pacific.
Correct.
Question 7.
It's somewhere near Australia.
Nabisco's chocolate sandwich cookies are called Oreos. What are Sunshine Cookie Company's similar cookies called?
Tuxedo?
Blackies, sandwiches, Chocos, Hydrox.
Oh, it's Hydrox. It's Hydrox.
How do you know that?
Question 8.
I just have random names. I just have that and a particular one I heard of called Tuxedo in my head. I don't know why.
On the Bugs Bunny show, what did the abominable snowman want to name his little pet bunny rabbit? Daffy, George, Fluffy, Frank.
I thought it was a standalone cartoon and it was George.
I will name him George. I will hug him and pet him and squeeze him.
9.
Who portrayed James Bond in the movie On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
George
Was it-
Lazenby, who regrets his decision to only do one film.
We just defeated a necromancer.
I return.
Seawall.
Now we're screwing around with a quiz game.
Oh, what quiz game?
1.
Quiz and Dragons by Capcom.
How does one join this game?
Watch on the stream.
Which stream?
My stream.
Mr. Kane's?
Stream.
Okay. Is it one of those things like you don't know Jack where you can just log in?
No,
No,
just
no,
like,
no.
92.
just watch.
Oh.
Just either watch the stream or listen to the mumble and try to answer first.
Okay.
For example, what was it that my true love gave to me on the second day of Christmas? Partridge,
Two
golden rings.
turtle doves.
Correct.
Wheels got it.
We already figured it out.
Yep.
You're
Hey,
about
does
to
anyone
face
have
a.
You Don't Know Jack or Quiplash?
I got You Don't Know Jack 2011 and also the first Jackpot Party Pack, if that means anything.
No, it's Quiplash that I'm thinking of.
I've got 2011 and everything before that. All
I
the
have
Jack,
everything.
all the
I have
Jacks and the Head
everything
Rush.
up. I have everything You Don't Know Jack related up to Jackpot Party Pack 1. I need to get 2 and 3 at some point. And then make my own streaming thingy.
Prepare for the White Dragon. We have a boss monster coming up.
Which is no different, just a lot more questions you need to answer.
Yes, we have a quota of 8 questions this time. Which of the following television stars appeared in the Hitchcock film The Trouble with Harry? Don Knotts, Jerry Mathers, Harry Morgan, Dick Van Dyke.
For some reason I want to say Harry Morgan. He sounds clearly as the more
I'm gonna go with Dick
serious
Van
actor.
Dyke. But I'm guessing.
Both of you are wrong. It's Jerry Mathers.
Oh.
Who?
Jerry Mathers. What was
Again,
the title
who?
to What was the title to the first sequel to King Kong? Going Kong, Queen Kong, Son of Kong, or Kong Lives?
Kong lives.
No, it was Son of Kong.
Question 3.
Okay, I don't know. We don't know which version they were talking about. Thanks for being vague.
Well, the
gang.
first sequel. Kong lives was a later sequel.
Which Elvis Presley movie featured Charles Bronson in a supporting role? King Creole, Girl Happy, Speedway, Kid Galahad.
Thanks to a podcast I listened to, now my head's going, wait, what? Charles Bronson was in an Elvis movie? Does not compute.
I got no idea.
I'll go ahead and let
Yeah,
the
still
time
waiting.
run down.
One more time. Did you Google it?
Nope.
And how'd you know?
I'm guessing.
Which one did you guess? I didn't hear you.
Girl Happy.
It was Kid Galahad.
Question 4.
Oh well.
What country was Vincent van Gogh from? Germany, France, Belgium, Netherlands.
Germany.
He's French.
Fun's a German thing.
The Netherlands.
Oh.
We're both wrong.
Question 5.
On
Wait, it's
highway
Van.
to
Never
on
mind.
highway
I'm a moron.
on Highway to Heaven. What was Mark's occupation before traveling with the angel? Police officer, doorman, carpenter, doctor.
No clue.
I want to say Carpenter for some strange reason. Although I never seen the initial episode that would answer that question.
Question 6.
It was a police officer.
I never seen the original episode. I had no idea. Seen
After leaving the group King
show and all
Crimson,
I
After leaving the group King Crimson, guitarist and saxophonist Ian MacDonald joined what popular band? Foreigner, Jethro Tull, Savoy Brown, Iron Maiden.
Never heard of Savory Brown. Don't think it's Iron Maiden. Be Jethro Tull, but who knows?
Anyone want to take a guess?
Iron
I'm gonna go with
Maiden?
Maiden. I'm gonna go with Maiden.
Foreigner.
Question 7.
Richard Dreyfuss and Danny DeVito star as rival aluminium siding salesmen in what comedy? Tin Men, Twins, Move Over Parador, Inserts.
I would.
Okay, I'm gonna say it is not Twins because I think
That's
that
Arnold
was a
Schwarzenegger.
DeVito. No, I thought Twins was the DeVito movie where he married two identical twins
No, no,
claiming to
no.
be a
It's a
twin
movie
himself, and he
about
got fucked up in
no.
the end.
Twins is actually a movie about making the perfect guy, which Arnold Schwarzenegger, and all the rest gets put in Danny DeVito.
Oh. I'm gonna go with inserts.
Tin Men.
Question 8.
Seriously, the obviously fake one, the obvious red herring was the answer.
Yes, that's
Who-
happened before. That's
who-
happened before, where the one that looks too obvious and must be a made up name is the answer.
Who appropriately provided the voice of Sherlock Holmes in the animated feature The Great Mouse Detective?
Oh
Michael
god,
Ca-
I've seen that movie, but I never look at the names.
Michael Caine,
Yeah.
Christopher Plummer, Nicole Williamson, Basil Rathbone.
Michael Caine.
Basil
Are
Rathbone.
you sure about that?
Question 9.
I think I heard that he played some animated roles.
No, he
Who's
said it was
ba-
Rathbone.
Yeah.
Because it was Basil of Basil Street, I think it was the name of the character, so it's one of those, the name is similar.
When did
They kind of-
President Nixon sign the Endangered Species Act?
It had to be either 67 or 69, because I don't think he did anything in 73.
Okay, then there is the last one, 1975.
He wasn't president in
Definitely
75. That was Ford.
So we
We'll
have
go
16.
with 69.
It was 73.
Oh, seriously? He was still in office in 73?
Yeah.
Wow.
How did Cleopatra supposedly die? Slain by Romans?
By an ass bite.
Correct. Wow, we actually got one.
Question 11.
Chuck
Yeah.
Berry only had one #1 song on the U.S. singles charts. What is the name of that song? Sweet Little 16, My Ding-a-Ling, Carol, Maybelline.
Oh, wait. Who?
Chuck Berry.
It was my ding-a-ling.
Correct.
Question 12.
Who is famous for first saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going? Will Rogers, John F. Kennedy, John Madden, Newt Rockne.
It wasn't Kennedy. I'm thinking it was Rogers or Madden, but I'm going to go with Will Rogers.
Newt Rockne.
Question 13.
The guy I had no idea about, so.
What Major League Baseball team did Dennis Eckersley play for prior to the A's? The Red Sox, Indians, the Tigers, or the Cubs?
I am not good. Okay, I gotta give up. This 4-1.
I'm going to go with the I'm going to go with the Cubs. Just shot in the dark.
Correct.
Question
And you shot right into where we need to be.
Yes.
On the show The Lone Ranger, what was the name of Tonto's horse? Flame, Pal, Scout, or Trigger?
I'm not sure. I'm going to go with Trigger.
Scout. What does Kimosabi mean? Faithful friend, fast car, strong winds, hot sun.
Faithful friend.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Friend.
Correct.
Question 16.
Even though I personally got it wrong. I tried hitting one, I hit two instead. What is the famous mountain fortress in the Judean desert called? Herod's Temple, Dead Sea Fortress, Actium, Masada.
I say Medusa, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going with it.
You were correct.
Woo!
Robert De Niro stars as a determined bounty hunter in what action film? Wanted Dead or Alive? Midnight Run? Midnight Express? We're No Angels.
I'm gonna go with Dead or Alive, but that's just a shot in the dark.
Midnight Run.
Question 18.
What number does the Roman numeral M represent? 5,000, 1,000, 500, or 100?
It's not 100. 100 is C. I'm gonna go with
1,000!
I was gonna say 1,000.
You are correct.
500 is D,
Question 19.
and there is nothing for any number higher, so 5,000 doesn't have its special one.
And 100 was C.
Buenos Aires is the capital of what country? Spain, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil.
It's Argentina.
Also know Argentina
Correct.
is named after the old word for silver.
Yeah,
Buenos,
Spain, I believe. Spain, it's not Buenos Aires. Mexico is Mexico City.
Argentina, I think.
Yeah, we already
It's
determined that.
Argentina.
Spain, I can't remember.
You guys already got it.
Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid. I believe it's Madrid.
Fun little fact, Buenos Aires is also the town got bombed by the bugs.
Question 20.
Dhaka is the capital of what country? China, Bangladesh, India, Thailand.
Dhaka?
Dhaka.
Dhaka. I'm gonna go with Bangladesh.
Correct.
China's Beijing. India is Delhi or New Delhi.
1.
No, it's New Delhi.
Yeah,
And
Thailand is
Thailand-
Singapore, I think, right?
No, Singapore is an independent city.
Singapore is its own country, technically.
Yeah.
What is the Show Me state? Mississippi, Connecticut, New Mexico, Missouri.
New Mexico.
Missouri.
Question
Damn it.
Who
Yeah,
created
for
the
rushing in.
Who created the television drama The New People? Rod Serling, Leslie Stevens, Quinn Martin, Norman Lear.
Okay, Twill, see ya.
Good night, Twisty. So who created the television drama The New People? Rod Serling, Leslie Stevens, Quinn Martin, or Norman Lear?
Hey, Reese, which Discord are you in that people are actually active in?
Huh? What are you
I'm
talking about?
listening that your Discord is currently saying that people are sending messages.
That'd be the Red Fox one.
Oh, yeah, the one I'm not in.
Red Sterling!
Correct.
Heh.
Question 23.
In the series Roots: The Next Generation, who played Alex Haley as an adult? Paul Winfield, Red Fox, James Earl Jones, Raymond St. Jacques.
I got no clue.
I'm guessing 3.
Yeah.
You got it.
Question 24.
Wow.
What oil comes from the name Canadian Oil and is made?
Rules.
What oil comes from the name Canadian Oil and is made from rapeseed?
Flaxseed
Sunflower
oil?
sunflower oil, safflower oil, olive oil, or canola oil.
Canola oil.
No, it's not canola. It's going to be safflower oil.
No, it is canola.
Oh, really? Wow.
Said rapeseed, not safflower. I think it's the actual name of the plant comes from, so.
I thought canola oil comes from canola.
Well, we defeat the white dragon.
Yep.
Onward to a dungeon.
Question
Who was not a member of the rock band Styx? James Young, Jerry Swan, Tommy Shaw, Dennis DeYoung.
I don't know, but the only thing I know is they jumped the shark once they started making a whole play out of their song Mr. Roboto.
So, which band member didn't have too much time on their hands?
I like to go with the Jerry Swan.
You are correct.
Question 2.
What is Meatloaf's real name? Eugene Roche, William Sterling, Roger Evans, Marvin Lee Addy. What is Meatloaf's real name?
Question 3.
In the show Rich Man, Poor Man Book 1, who played Tom Jordash? Peter Strauss, Bill Bixby, Robert Reed, Nick Nolte. Did everybody go to sleep?
No. It's just where are questions where it's just shot in the dark. Peter Strauss.
Nick Nolte.
Question 4.
When did Chuck and Di get married? 81, 85, 88, or 90? I actually know the answer to this one.
90?
1981. What year did Congress begin meeting? 75, 76, 1800, 1900.
Congress began meeting in 1800, I think.
75.
Question 6.
The Rolling Stones recorded a total of 8 songs which hit number 1 on the US singles charts. Which one was their first? Ruby Tuesday, Angie, Satisfaction, As Tears Go By.
As tears go by.
Satisfaction.
Question 7.
What is the capital of Wisconsin? Milwaukee, Madison, Green Bay, La Crosse.
Madison.
Correct.
Question 8.
Carl Wallinger, leader of the popular band World Party, formerly played keyboards for which Irish band? The Pogues, Big Country, Simple Minds, The Waterboys.
I know nothing about Irish music, so let's throw a dart at the board and say Big Country.
The Waterboys.
Question 9.
Eh.
On the TV show In Living Color, what won't Homie do? He won't speak English. He won't be taken for a sucker. He won't play the fool. He won't play that game.
Isn't 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3 basically the same thing?
This is a Japanese company. They don't do trick questions.
I know it's not technically not a trick question, but basically going all 3 just basically mean the same thing.
They think it's one thing.
I will go with 1 because I have no idea what the difference is. Enough.
Even though you got it correct, I'm still gonna whack you with a sock tied to my hand.
Why? What did I do?
Question 10.
Because you made me play that. Truman Capote is a novelist from which country? England, Canada, Italy, or the United States?
United States.
Correct.
Question 11.
The first telephone talk, New York to San Francisco, by Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Watson, occurred in what year? 1915, 1917, 1920, 1933.
Mm-hmm. 1915.
Correct.
Question 12.
Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin are the leaders of an elite army in what movie? Megaforce, Killers Elite, Power Play, Delta Force.
Delta Force.
Delta Force.
Question 13.
What is the direct method of painting in oils by which the final result is achieved without retouching? Collage, alla prima, hatching, impasto.
Hard to lose me.
Hatching?
Alla prima.
Question 14.
What city contains Nob Hill? San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, San Diego. What city contains Nob Hill?
Seattle?
San Fran.
Question 15.
Who wrote the novel Deadly Safari? Rick Boyer, Michael Bond, Karen McKillen, Sharon McCrum.
Sharon McCrum?
Karen McKillen.
Question 16.
Which of the following does not lie near the equator? Belém, Brazil, Quito, Ecuador, Nairobi, Kenya, Perth, Australia.
Go with Perth, Australia.
Question 17.
Correct. Who of the following is not one of the Three Stooges? Curly, Moe, Joe, Larry.
Joe.
Joe.
Correct.
That was a softball.
You defeated the Green Dragon.
Yay, we defeated a mini boss.
Question 1.
Where are the bicep muscles located? Back of upper arm, forearm, or front of upper arm?
Front of upper arm.
Correct.
Question 2.
I omitted the lower leg because I knew you guys weren't stupid. Where was Dan Aykroyd's false address in the Blues Brothers? Sanitation department, Wrigley Field, a cemetery, or a laundromat?
Wiggly Field because that's where a bunch of neo-Nazis ended up pissed off.
Question 3.
What is the name of Garfield's pink cat friend? Agnes, Paula, Arlene, Charlotte. Did you know that Garfield had a girlfriend?
Arlene?
You would be correct. Although they
They
misspelled her
misspelled
name,
it because I thought it started with an A, not an I.
it does spell. It is with an A.
They misspelled it!
Question 4.
Now they are Japanese. It's not like they would have brushed up on the show, not the show, but the comics. Maybe that was it. Maybe they just brushed up on the show. What group is Mike Rutherford in? Yes, Genesis, Dire Straits, Huey Lewis and the News.
Genesis?
Correct.
Question 5.
Name the mother of Pegasus, the winged horse in Greek mythology. Melia, Medusa, Hera, Athena. The mother of Pegasus.
Athena?
Medusa.
Question 6.
Really?
I'm shocked too.
Huh.
In the comedy Free Country, who played the part of Joseph Bresner? Fred McCarran, Rob Reiner, Larry Gelman, Joe Pantoliano.
Rob Reiner?
Correct.
Question 7.
In ancient Rome, what was a naval battle in the Colosseum called? Naval gladiators, hydraulic battle, gladiator fight, Naumachia.
Naumachia?
Correct.
Question 8.
Demi Moore and Rob Lowe play non-committal lovers in what movie? The Sure Thing, About Last Night, Starting Over, Class.
About last night?
Correct.
Question 9.
What is the ocean state? Maine, South Carolina, Rhode Island, California.
Rhode Island.
Correct.
So we beat ourselves another mage.
Yes. And now we have to fight a gold dragon. No, I'm sorry, a white dragon.
My cats just want some food, so I'll be back in a bit.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take over for this round, so don't worry about answering questions. What instrument did Louis Armstrong play on riverboats in New Orleans? That would be a trumpet. No, it's a trombone.
Question 2.
Could have swore I hit the... Could have swore... Yeah, it was a trumpet. I hit trombone accidentally. What is the real name of Captain America? That would be Steve Rogers.
Question 3.
One 1933 film featured the acting talents of Humphrey Bogart, Betty Davis, and Ronald Reagan. Ooh. Okay. Bogart, Betty Davis, and Ronald Reagan. The Great Lie, The Golden Arrow. I'm gonna go with Golden Arrow. No, it was Dark Victory.
Question 4.
Noodles are usually made from flour, water, and what else? Yeast, eggs, sugar, oil, eggs.
Question 5.
What boxer said float like a butterfly, sting like a bee? Muhammad Ali.
Question 6.
The Peasants' War was a revolt of the lower classes in which country? The Peasants' War, the Peasants' War. I'm gonna guess it was England. No, it was Germany.
Question 7.
What is the oldest continually inhabited city in the Americas? The oldest continually inhabited city. It was
Question 8.
something in Peru. I guessed it wrong. The Galapagos Islands off the coast of Ecuador are a group of how many islands? 13. Correct.
Question 9.
The author of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Ian Fleming created which famous spy character?
James
That's
Bond.
smart. That would be James Bond.
And I didn't know he read. That was those two things were
Question 10.
connected. Haha.
Larry Wilcox played a police officer on what TV series? Larry Wilcox. I'm going to say it's either Chips or Hill Street Blues. That's my assumption. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Chips. Fuck.
Question 11.
In 1986, the U.S. had the most nuclear power plants of any country. Soviet Union was tied for second with which country? Japan, West Germany, United Kingdom, France.
Question 12.
When was the Ku Klux Klan formed in Pulaski, Tennessee? 1865. I knew it was the 1800s. Who wrote A Tree Grows in Brooklyn? I could not tell ya. I'm gonna guess Thomas Wolfe? No, it was Betty Smith.
Question 14.
Where is Transylvania? Romania.
Question
The
1.
Pharaoh. In what year was the American Institute of Biological Sciences established? 78, 15, 02, 47. Biological Sciences. It couldn't have been that late. It's got to be either 15 or 02. No, it was 47. Shit. Which famous character did Raymond Chandler create? Sherlock Holmes, Philip Marlowe, Conan, the Joker. Raymond Chandler. Philip Marlowe.
Question 3.
What other comic strip is The Simpsons creator Matt Groening famous for? That would be Life in Hell.
Question 4.
For which college team did Cheryl Miller star during the 1980s? Stanford, Auburn, USC, UCLA.
Question 5.
What European pop duo was sued after lip-syncing an entire album? That would be Milli Vanilli.
Question 6.
The Battle of Antietam occurred during which American war? Antietam. Korean? No, Civil War.
Question 7.
Where is the easternmost point in the United States? That would be Maine.
Question 8.
What premier of the Soviet Union was voted Times Man of the Year in 1939 and 1942? What premier of the Soviet Union? During that time, Stalin was a thing.
Yeah, it was Stalin.
Because Hitler hated his guts. What was Paul Bunyan's companion, Babe? He was a blue ox.
Question 10.
What was the first name of Stephen King's wife? I don't know. Oh boy. You guys want to take a crack at it? I was going to see if we could speed our way up to the Gold Dragon before you got back. Nancy, Tabitha, Mary, and Mary, perhaps? No, it was Tabitha.
Question 11.
What is the sun? It's a star.
Question 12.
Who was the youngest actress to receive an Oscar in 1973? Tatum O'Neal, Kristen McNichol, Jodie Foster, Shirley Randini. I'm going to say Jodie Foster, perhaps? Tatum O'Neal.
Question 13.
How many books are there in Homer's Iliad? I think it's 3. 24. Holy shit.
Question 14.
The Penis Mountains are in which country? Netherlands, England, Wales, Canada. The Penis Mountains. I'm going to guess the Netherlands. England?
Question 15.
The capital of the Soviet Union? That would be Moscow.
Question 16.
After leaving the rock group The Damned in 1978, John Moss joined another group. What was the name of this group? Adam and the Ants, Ultravox, Chiefs of Relief, Pill. Adam and the Ants.
Question 17.
Hadar is a site in Ethiopia where early human fossils have been found. What is the name of the best known of these fossils? Jane, Hadrian, Lillian, Lucy. That would be Lucy.
Question 18.
Where is Arches National Park? Montana, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah. Arches National Park. It can't be Montana because they've already got. Wait a minute, Yellowstone is in Wyoming. That could be Montana. No, it's Utah.
Question 19.
Who was Hunter's captain? Captain Richard? Captain Devane, Captain Sheridan, Captain Kirk. It's gotta be one of the first two. Captain Devane, I was just guessing. Alright, let's see if I can roll us up to the Gold Dragon. Then I'll turn it back to you two. Please be a 6. It's a 3. If you answer my question, I'll let you take a rest here. Whee!
Question 1.
David Bowie had a hit single in 1983 with the song China Girl. Who had first recorded the song? So David Bowie was not the first person to sing China Girl. Okay. Was it Iggy Pop, Brian Eno, Lou Reed, or David Byrne? You guys want to take a crack at it?
I'm gonna go with David Byrne.
It was Iggy Pop.
Question 2.
The second smallest U.S. state. New York, Kansas, or Delaware? I'm going to... I've already made the guess, but I'd rather you guys guessed it. Second smallest
Delaware.
U.S. state. Yes, Delaware.
New England isn't a state; it's an entire region.
That's why I didn't say it. What ruler from 742 to 815 was the son of Pepin the Short? Charles IV, Charlemagne Magny, Napoleon, Leo Lombardi.
Thinking Leo Lombardi.
It was Charlemagne.
I thought he was like in like the 100s.
When was John Steinbeck the novelist born? 1902, 1856, 1801, 1943.
Is Steinbeck even still alive?
I don't know.
I'll go with 43.
1902.
Question 3.
Who played Richard Evans on the comedy Here We Go Again? Larry Hagman, Dean Jones, Ken Barry, Bill Daly.
Ken Barry. Now is this the final boss?
No, we got one more to go.
Question 4.
When did Julius Caesar live? 50 to 11 BC, 102 to 155 AD, 400 to 453 AD, 100 to 54 BC.
100 to 44 BC.
Correct.
Question 5.
In what century was the French minuet dance popular? 18th, 19th, 14th, 17th.
I think that'd be like the 17th.
Correct.
Question 6.
King Kong is from what jungle island? Guinea, Skull Island, Treasure Island, Madagascar.
Skull Island.
Correct.
Question 7.
Who was never a member of the Rolling Stones? Mick Jagger, Brian Wilson, Brian Jones, Keith Richards. Okay, I'm going to step in and say Brian Wilson because that was the Beach Boys.
Question 8.
Who has been called the champion of women's rights? Susan B. Anthony, Claire Barton, Betsy Ross, Sarah Connor.
I definitely go with. Yeah,
Who
I
it's
mean, you
not.
obviously know answer. I'd would. It's Susan B. Anthony.
Correct.
How could Sarah Connor not be the right answer?
9.
Because who knows what the real reason Arnold Schwarzenegger was sent back in time to kill her for. Well, besides to give birth to the leader of the resistance. Maybe she was the true hero of women's rights. Who knows? Who knows what the hell Skynet's thinking of up there in the future? when he's coming up with that T1 million monster in that 3D movie. Who wrote the William Tell Overture? Rossini, William Tell, Schubert, The Lone Ranger.
I'd like to say Schubert.
Rossini.
Shit. That's what I also thought it was.
What is NBA great Spud Webb's first name? Marcus, Johnny, Theodis, Anthony.
Anthony?
Correct.
Question 11.
Among baseball pitchers, Walter Johnson holds the record for the most shutouts. How many did he record? How many did he record? 100, 110, 120, 130.
$110.
Correct.
Question 12.
What is Wednesday's child? Full of woe, has far to go, loving and giving, fair of face.
Full of woe?
Ah! I pressed the wrong button. You were right. Gene Hackman plays a revitalized basketball coach in what sports drama? Fast break, one-on-one. That would be Hoosiers. Going to yon castle is certain death. We'll see, Mr. Goldie. Last stage.